It's jerk chicken for dinner, man, from Jamaica. Hey everybody, Hunter Fisher, Trapper, Trader, Guide, Scout, and Interpreter, and Country Cook Steve Hall here in Nashville, Tennessee, along with that pretty gal behind the camera, pretty Miss Sheila, doing a great job. Hi, Sheila.
Hi.
I'm down at Food Lion, picking up some stuff for a recipe, and I bump into this guy, and we're talking about some different recipes and stuff, and I gave him my card. I said, you got to check out Cooking with Shotgun Red and all that stuff. And the first words out of his mouth is, do you do any jerk? Like jerk chicken? And I said, no, I don't think I have a jerk chicken recipe on there at all, even with all the recipes we've already done. So I did all the work for you. You don't have to go around and check out 100 different recipes. I do the experiment. I cook it at home. I make sure it tastes delicious. Come on over here and I'm going to show you what we're going to put all this stuff in this blender. And I kind of did it in groups so you wouldn't have to sit here and watch me dump in 100 little teeny ingredients. And it's not that complex, but you do want to get all these flavors in there to make some great barbecued jerk chicken, Jamaican jerk chicken. Come here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Now you can go to the store and buy jerk seasoning or jerk marinade, and it just doesn't have all the different ingredients and flavors that I was looking for, so we're going to make it homemade here, so to speak. In this little pitcher to start with, we've got a half a cup of canola oil, a third of a cup of vinegar, and a third of a cup of soy sauce. And we're going to dump that in our blender because that's going to be our liquid to start with. Can you see our little blender over here, Sheila?
Yeah.
All right, fantastic. Then we're also going to dump in, let me see, what do I got? Half a cup of orange juice. Oh, it's already getting good. We're going to put in 3 cloves of garlic that I got chopped up. And you know what? I'm done with chopping garlic. I love this garlic in brine, and I rinse it off, and me and Sheila just eat these like every day. This stuff is really good in the jar. It's already cleaned, it's already ready to go, and that's what we're going to chuck in there is 3 tablespoons of that. And we're going to put in 2 tablespoons of ginger root. You just buy that ginger root and shave it like a potato, and it's kind of funny looking shaped stuff if you've never worked with it before, and then run it through a grater, or you can just cut it up kind of rough because this blender is going to chop it up anyway. Then we're going to put in our onions. I've got 1 cup of red onions chopped up in here, and they can be rough chopped because they're going to get ground up in the blender anyway. And then I got about a third of a cup of spring onions down in the bottom, or green onions, whatever you want to call it, chopped up. Get them in our blender. And I'm going to kind of pulse this and get this started just a little bit to see how much. Oh yeah. We're really looking good. Now let me tell you something. Of everything that goes in this recipe, the most important ingredient I have found out is these Scotch Bonnet Peppers. Now these are not Scotch Bonnet Peppers, even though they look just like them. You can get them in yellow and green and red Scotch Bonnets. These are habaneros, but I went to Kroger's and they didn't have any Scotch Bonnet Peppers. But I'm over in the spice section there looking at those jars of jerk seasoning and jerk sauce that I really didn't want to go with. They had tons of preservatives and stuff. And I ran across Jamaican Scotch Bonnet Pepper sauce. So I looked at the ingredients on the back, and it's just water so that you can pour it. And the #1 ingredient is Scotch Bonnet Peppers. Now, when you watch 100 videos on how to do jerk chicken, you'll get everything from chop up 1 to put in 3 in a recipe like we're making right now. So what I did is I just got 1 teaspoon of this stuff, which would be roughly about 1 pepper with the liquid chopped up. And that's all I'm going to put in to start with. And I'll tell you why. I tasted it, and boy, it's got some real kick to it. And Sheila won't eat it if it's too spicy. So we're only going to go with 1 teaspoon of this Scotch Bonnet Pepper sauce. And what I like about it is that Scotch Bonnet flavor. Every one of the people on YouTube that talk like this man from down in Jamaica, man, it's all Scotch Bonnet Pepper. They say you can use habanero or you can use jalapeno peppers, but this is really the flavor that they look for to get true Jamaican jerk chicken is a Scotch Bonnet Pepper. But we're only going to put 1 teaspoon in this recipe so that I can share it with Sheila, or she won't eat it. Once I put that hot sauce in there, I licked the spoon and we had to take a break. Because that stuff has really got some kick to it. Almost forgot too, 3 medium limes, or about 1/4 cup of lime juice goes in there as well. I almost forgot that ingredient. Now, for our spices. Let me tell you what's in this bowl. I'm going to get my cheat sheet out here so I don't forget. A heaping tablespoon of paprika. Make sure you put that in there, like a sweet smoked paprika, any kind of paprika, but just get a nice big heaping tablespoon. We got 3 teaspoons of allspice, 2 teaspoons of salt, and you can put a little more or a little less, up to you. 1 tablespoon of black pepper, 1.5 tablespoons of brown sugar. Ooh, I love that. I actually went with 2 tablespoons, so I'm going to put that in the description box as 2. 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of coriander powder, 1/2 teaspoon of ground cloves. Now you can use 2 tablespoons of fresh thyme leaves, or you can use 3 teaspoons of ground thyme. And I'm just going to put 3 teaspoons of ground thyme in the recipe, and it's time for that stuff. I love to smell spices. Boy, that smells so wonderful. I'm getting ready to dump all that in there. And I'm just going to pulse this a few times here. I want to hit those spices enough to release a lot of flavor. Now it's time for our chicken. What I got here is some drumsticks and thighs. I bought these, and you might have seen it in another video that we had, where they were chicken quarters with the drumstick and the thigh, and I just cut them in half, and then I scored them. I put slits in the top. I left the skin on, and I got rid of most of the excess skin that was hanging around the outside, but I left that under because I want to sear it on the grill. And you can always remove the skin if you want to when you're, getting ready to eat it. But you want to leave it on there for the cooking process and for this process here, where we're going to put this in a bag. Let me get my gloves on. I'll be right back. All right, we got our little gloves on here, and we got a 1-gallon Ziploc bag, and we're getting ready to turn this chicken into jerk chicken right now. Looks like I missed a leg right here. Yeah, I didn't get some cuts in him. So let me go ahead and put a couple of cuts in that leg. Put that in there. And now it's time for our marinade. We're going to pour about 3/4 of that in here, and that's plenty. And we're going to pour the rest of it in this dish over here that had our spices in it. I'm going to add a little bit of honey to this. I've already put in about 2 tablespoons. I just wanted to put a little bit more in there for the camera shot. I'm going to stir this up. I might even put in a little more brown sugar and a little more soy sauce. And this is what I'm going to take this and brush on the chicken when it's on the grill. So we're going to keep our same spices and same marinade, but we won't need this until tomorrow. Now you can marinate this as little as 4 hours, but I'll tell you, all those Jamaicans down there, they say 24 hours in the fridge. We just want to smash this around, get that jerk seasoning on there. We're going to put this in the refrigerator overnight, and you'll see a lot of recipes on the internet where they're baking it in the oven. They don't bake their jerk chicken. It has to go on the grill to get that smoke flavor to be real jerk, man. See you tomorrow. We're going to put this in the refrigerator for 24 hours, and then we're going to put it on the grill. I got the coals dumped over out of that little cylinder. I let the flames tone down, and I just sprayed the fire out of this. These are called grill toppers, and Sheila bought them at the store the other day. I'm also going to use them for a kebab recipe. I got that sprayed up real good. We'll see how much they stick. I'm going to put this in here skin side down. Our jerk chicken. And I guess I should have bought some white meat for Sheila. She likes breast meat, but I wanted to use up these quarters that I bought. And there's our jerk chicken. What it smells fantastic. I wish I had smell-o-vision on that camera, but I don't. So I'm going to turn this down, and right now I'm going to shut it off, top and bottom on my vents, because I want to see what this is going to climb to. It's coming back down a little bit, but it went to 400, and now it's starting to cool back down a little bit. So it's only been in there about 10 minutes, so I'm going to do a little peek here and see. Oh yeah, it's not sticking, and it's looking good. Ooh, that's got some nice little sear marks to start with, so I'm just going to leave it in there. Close it back down. You know me, I got a sneak peek. So these been in here about 15 minutes now. Take a peek. Ooh, perfect. Look at that. Hey Sheila, I like your little grill topper. That works good. Now see, you can use any kind of grate on top of your standard grill that'll keep the skin from your chicken falling through and burning and getting a fire started. But I love these. These are like $1 or something for 2 of them at the store. So this one can stand a little bit more on this side. Then we'll turn it over again. Check this out, Mon. I moved it from the little grill topper right to the grill to get all the real nice sear marks on there. I checked the thighs with my little temperature gauge. They're about 165. All right, and in closing, I kind of started before I forgot to turn the camera on. In closing, this is that marinade that we put these in overnight. But what I did with it, and it's in the description box below, is I turned it up a notch. I added that 2 tablespoons of honey and 1/4 cup of soy sauce, more than that was already in the recipe. Let me turn these over. And I realized what the other 1/4 cup was. The other 1/4 cup, man, that's looking good. The other 1/4 cup was brown sugar to get a little more sweetness, even though we did the honey. And I'm only going to touch these quick, and then I'm going to get that plate that Sheila's bringing me right now. All right. Thank you, Sheila. Perfect timing. These things have sweated long enough waiting for me. To get that little piece right there, don't you think you're getting away? Jerk chicken, just like in Jamaica, man. I already ate a little bit of the skin off of the top of this. This is really good. You can garnish it with anything. A little bit of onions. I don't care what you throw on there. Serve it on rice alongside of a salad, potatoes. We got some rice already in the kitchen with a little salad with our dressings. But give this a try. I know you're going to enjoy it. Boy, that is really delicious. I took a little bite of that, and I want to tell you that that's just perfect for me, and I'm sure it'll be perfect for Sheila. But it's not too hot for me, so you could go with 2 Scotch Bonnet Peppers, or if you want to really turn it up a wick, up to 3, because it's only going in the marinade, and then it gets cooked off on the grill, so it's not as hot as I thought it would be. Sheila's going to love it. We hope you enjoyed this recipe, and we really hope you subscribe to our channel. You'll see little Shotgun Red's face. He'll pop up over here like he always does. Hi, Red, if you're not there already. And over here, we'll put another recipe that we really hope you enjoy. And is this the best jerk seasoning that Justin from Food Lion asked me to make for you guys? If it ain't, it ought to be. We'll see you next time right here on Cooking with Shotgun Red. Bye-bye, Sheila.